Enjoy the beers. Whoa, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Rasko Disco Beer Review would like to announce the unfortunate cancellation of tonight's expected live stream subject due to unforeseen operational difficulties. Instead, a TFL a TFL Beer Replacement Service or Beer Replacement live stream will now operate, utilising 4 beers from some months ago's TFL Beer 52 box. I'll get onto the reasons for this in a minute, but I do need another beer. I have had one already, but thanks for sticking by with us. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for joining in. The complete madness wouldn't be a Rasko Disco Beer Review show without something going wrong. Cheers and enjoy the beers. Quickly change the thumbnail. These things aren't quick. I haven't done all the other stuff. Yeah, I've decided not to do the Wetherspoons Wednesday beers today. Sorry about that. Basically, I was stuck at the brewery until 8 o'clock on a rather slow transfer. And I didn't get back till 8:30. And I haven't had any dinner. And when I was setting up the banners for the show, I didn't realise actually the first beer was 7.5%. So rather than do that, and there's loads of other stuff I was going to set up for the show to show you. So I'm going to do Wetherspoons Wednesday next week. It's no rush. The beers have only been sitting in the stash for 2 months, I think it was, when I did what I did put in that intro when I did do the Disco McCaw up at my local Wetherspoons. So we're not going to do that now. I've decided. I don't know why. Maybe I should have just gone with it. But I said I've decided to go with this one. I'm just going to smash back 2 or 3, maybe all 4 of these little 330 cans out of a beer 52 box that I did not get mugged off for. I did actually accept these box because I essentially paid 50 quid for one little 330 can for a video I did that I still haven't got around to doing. So yeah, thanks to everybody for popping in and inquiring as to my whereabouts, unexpected operational circumstances. No, I wasn't stuck in a loo. I was just yeah. Thanks for checking in, Henry, and spreading the word as well. Yeah, no worries about being early. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Need to kind of chill out a little bit after absolutely pegging it back from the brewery. So yeah, the first beer was 7.5%. So I thought what I'll do instead is not lay into a big beer first off. It was going to be the first one. The others were a reasonable size. Instead, yeah, you're right, Sharky. It's just a beer waffling stream. Yeah, I'm not really very good at beer waffling streams, I don't think. The reason I put beers together in a little group is A, to clear the stash, and B, because I kind of like having a subject to kind of talk about and refer back to and go and check on and maybe learn about stuff. So that's why I kind of group things together. I was kind of planning to stop back at the Wetherspoons, my local Wetherspoons, which is actually on the way back from the brewery. But because I was so late, I was actually going to look up picking up a different beer. But yeah, didn't actually have time. So yeah, I'm just going to waffle about these beers, I suppose. Anybody else is welcome to waffle along, as always, in the comments. So this first one is a... I was going to have an agenda, especially when I did last. Yeah. I was kind of... God, I even write notes. I even write show notes. Even write show notes of things I wanted to pull up and wanted to talk about. I don't even know if Wetherspoons Wednesday is a discussion point, but we'll find out next Wednesday. Tell you what, if anybody out there are watching this, obviously yourself accepted, Shark, and I guess Joey, fancy popping along to the local Wetherspoons and picking up any of those beers in the thumbnail. I want to pop on next week and see what Wetherspoons craft beers are like. With me, you'd be most welcome to give me a shout via the usual channels, either here or on Instagram. In the meantime, this beer, where did I put that magnifying glass? There we go. A Notting Hellers Gate Hellers Lager from Portobello Brewing. Portobello Brewing, I actually didn't realise was still going, but they're down in Acton, up on the west end of the Central Line. Notting Hellers Gate is a crisp, clean and sessionable lager designed with everyday drinking in mind. Brewed to German purity laws with premium noble hop varieties, Sibylla and Lubleski, bringing floral notes and restrained bitterness, a 4% Hellers Lager. I'm not sure that it is. This German purity law thing is kind of funny. If you just don't put any adjuncts in, are you bringing it to the German purity law, or are you just not putting any adjuncts in? That said, perfectly quaffable, perfectly decent lager, decent malt base, kind of a little bit of honey and breadiness. As you can see, smashed it down straight quick. Not even going to do the photograph for this one. Can anybody see? Yeah, well, I changed the thumbnail. I don't think it's coming up on out there. Can everybody see the replacement thumbnail for this? I'll bash it together quickly. It looks absolutely terrible, but oh, I've lost you all again. Oh no, there you are. No apologies needed. You're welcome as and when you feel fit, to be fair. Why do these establishments weather their spoons? I prefer my spoon clean. Yeah, makes the food stick to the spoons quick. Yeah. I was scared to take a photo of my beer during a live. Well, to be fair, normally either Luke or David Wilson will pop in and give me a shout. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with this one. It's perfectly decent lager, but it's nothing I'm too bothered talking about. It's all right. Yeah, it's perfectly decent. Got a good malt base. Like I say, a little bit of honey notes. You know, it's the hops are there. I wonder what the Guru guys would say with that thumbnail. What? Yeah, the new thumbnail or the original? Ah, there it is. Yes, it's up there now. Yes, it does look in a complete abomination. That's because I smashed it together quick. But I think it does say everything it needs to say. Wetherspoons Wednesday live stream has been cancelled. This is the Livestream Replacement Service featuring 4 beers, all based in London. Very London centric, this show. Yeah, new one. They'd have absolute field day with that. I'm actually still filling in that form for the vidIQ. And I'm doing it with the live stream thumbnails because I actually put vidIQ on a live stream thumbnail and I changed it according to what they said about the videos. You also notice that was 3 weeks ago and I haven't actually got around to getting a video out in 3 weeks. Mostly because I spent a lot of time putting the things together for the live stream and I've sort of fallen off a little bit with actual videos. I'll get around to it accordingly. Do you know what happened? I was going to do one this week and I went out on Monday. Couldn't be up. Went to a wake. Can't say no to these things. And gentlemen, I've known for well over 40 years. It was a local football club, and I knew the bar would be terrible. Again, running late, didn't take any of my own. Ended up drinking Recorder strawberry cider, which isn't terrible to be fair. It was a reasonably warm day on Monday down here. So yeah, a couple of pints of cider, and then I went on to whiskey and ginger because that was what he drank. But the bar closed at 6, so we wandered to the pub over the road for a couple of pints of real ale, and reasonably nice real ale it was. One I'd never actually had before. Didn't bother taking a photograph, didn't bother doing the old content on it. But it's Timothy Taylor's Noel Spring, really nice, kind of golden ale. Bear with me. Thank you. It always helps in live streams if I can actually breathe whilst I'm talking. But yeah, when it's a pub over the road, I had a pint of Noel Spring. Not had one before. It was really nice. As we got into the bar, we noticed among all the spirits, and bear in mind we'd had a couple of spirits by that point, we had a few, noticed a couple bottles of vodka on the side. Now, I don't drink vodka for very good reasons. Basically, I don't like it. Secondly, it messes you up. But it's 3 very distinct bottles of vodka. Tell me if you've seen these before in a pub in the UK or anywhere else. We went with the smoky bacon crisp flavoured vodka because we thought it would be slightly better than the beef crisp flavoured vodka next to it, or the fried chicken crisps flavour vodka. I don't get them two. We went with the bacon one. Do you know what happened? It made the beer taste like smoked beer, like Schlenkerla. I mean, the vodka itself was utter garbage as far as I could tell, and it was probably just flavourings. But yeah. Yeah. Smoky bacon. How are you, a smoky bacon flavoured vodka? To be fair, it was kind of nice. We was having a good day out. It was outside. I'll say it kind of just left a smoky taste in the mouth for the rest of the pint. So I had another one. I'm kind of tempted to go back for the roast beef flavoured vodka or the chicken flavoured vodka. I just can't see. You've got to try these kind of things. Do you know what? I was so shocked, and I wasn't really. I was adding my head. I wasn't doing content for the day, so I didn't even take a photo of the pints I had. What was the other? Oh, Marlow Rebellion IPA, fairly reasonable IPA. To be fair, I like Marlow Rebellion Brewery. Yeah, so I don't even know who they would buy. So I do kind of need to go back and try the other two. I mean, I don't need to go back and have the other two, but I'm kind of intrigued. Do you know what I mean? Beef flavored vodka, like what was it like? It's like a spoonful of Bovril in your vodka, and the chicken one. I don't get it, but I mean, obviously not everybody goes out and has a session on a Monday, but Mondays and Tuesdays are kind of my day off now. So a couple of beers, as I say, starting on the cider. I don't mind cider either. Classical ciders, but fruit ciders. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of straight apple ciders. And I'm sure I've told the story about discussing cider with a cider maker who absolutely abhors fruit cider. And I made the mistake of talking to him about it. The one we've got on the bar at the moment, Luke's Gospel from Luke's Cider Company, is actually a very tasty, nicely balanced apple cider. So I do quite like that one. But yeah, Recorderlig, I mean, was it strawberry and lime? I think it was. It was on tap as well. Not from the bottle or nothing. On tap, you know. Class me, you know. But yeah, so that was a fun day out on Monday. Good evening to you, Sammy. Thanks for dropping in. G'day. Is it roast beef or Wagyu prime beef? I want to know. Well, going by the state of the vodka, I don't think it was prime vodka, so I doubt it was prime roast beef either. It was probably, I don't know, essence or whatever random flavourings they got hold of. I haven't even got around, even had a chance this week to Google it. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if that's. I'm a fan of asking what's the weirdest adjunct you've had in a beer, but what's the weirdest flavour vodka you've had? Yeah, so for me, it's smoky bacon crisps, but not just smoky bacon. smoky bacon crisps, which kind of drags it down the quality scale a little bit anyway, doesn't it? Couldn't taste the potato. I did have a distinct note of frazzles on my palate for the rest of the afternoon and for large amounts of Tuesday. Craft vodka. I don't know if it was craft. It was just it was just really bad vodka with some additives. Now that's a good point. I have forgotten about that. They added more crisps to a vodka. Oh no, vodka can be made out of potatoes, can't it? So it's a kind of nice little loop round, isn't it? Frazzles? Question mark. You know what frazzles are. Everyone knows what frazzles are. I haven't seen frazzles for a long time, although I do pick up the Tesco's knockoff version occasionally. If only to remind myself why I shouldn't pick up the Tesco's knockoff version occasionally, because they're just not that good. They sound better than they are, you know. Anyway, knocked that back fairly quickly. Decent Heller's lager. It does the job, do you know what I mean? Not cold enough. But anyway, there we go. I found a packet of Frazzles and named it Brad. I haven't got a comeback for that one. Right, so whilst I'm Heller's on a warm day. Do you know, it's fairly warm here today, and it has been really nice all day, so it's quite warmer, balmy. 12 degrees, not that warm actually, but that hasn't been in the fridge. It should have been in the fridge. It's just been in my cold store, my cupboard, which is kind of cool rather than cold. Right, what should we do next? I'll tell you what we're going to do. Well, we'll move up the scale in lightness. We'll go on to this one. Routemaster by Fourpure. I believe we're allowed to talk about Fourpure again now, seeing as I was doing Magic Rock the other day. What should we do? We'll do it a bit of 52 glass, really get that out of the way pretty quick. I had a hell of a day last week trying to get around the photographs onto Instagram, because after last Thursday's show I went into the brewery on Friday because we were setting up for an event on the Saturday and brewing, and didn't get all of the posts out until the evening. I'm not in tomorrow, so I would have actually had time, but I'm not sure that I'm that bothered, to be honest, about the photographs today. Well, it's been a long time since I've talked about Fourpure, because they got sold off, brought out, reconstituted, repackaged. Fourpure one originally down in Bermondsey that were doing really good. I love the juice box. I love their juicy pale ales with the fruit in. And they kind of went a little bit all over the place. And then they changed their logo. I really like the original logo. Although it was a bit odd because it was something to do with mountains, but they were in Bermondsey. Not that many mountains in Bermondsey, to be honest. But we're back on a raspberry and mango pale. So let's see what we've got on here. I won't be able to smell it because my nose is still blocked up. No, can't smell a thing. Oh, hang on. No, there's a little bit of fruitiness there. Cheers all. Oh dear. See, that's why I'm not going to bother photographing and putting it on Instagram, because I don't really care for it. Sorry, Fourpure. That's everything I don't like about hoppy ales. It's just got that kind of background of earthy dirt, really. Mr. Wilson. Good evening to you, sir. Good evening. Thanks for popping in. Apologies if you were expecting a discussion and some Wetherspoons beers. That show has been cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. This is the Livestream Replacement Service via TFL and Beer 52. So yeah, this one from Fourpure. All fruit on route. There's not a lot of fruit going on my palate. It's just all hoppy dirt. Join us on a London adventure with our new beer created in partnership with Beer 52 and TFL. Inspired by the famous London Routemaster bus, our beer pays tribute to this ever-changing city, blending traditional elegance with contemporary ingenuity. What a load of... Routemaster is a beer that embodies the energetic and vibrant essence of London. So you've got TFL official licensed product. 4.2% raspberry and mango pale. Well, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I love a fruity beer. I love a mango pale. Raspberry. I love raspberries, but I do find raspberries in a beer a little bit hit and miss. I was going to do the raspberry stout, the Wetherspoons beer. But yeah, that is just a mess. It really is. It's got that earthy hoppiness that I really don't like. Well, you might think that, Mr. Wilson, I couldn't possibly comment. It's probably okay, but it's just that kind of odd hoppiness that just... There's no fruit. There's no fruit. There's not even like anything, any fruit notes from the hops, really. I don't think, anyway. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but yeah, that's not all that at all. That doesn't shout London to me. It shouts cheap as chips. It's not. They're punting out over £3 on the Beer 52 website, probably. For fuck's sake. Unfortunately, that didn't slop anything all over the computer. Yeah, sorry, Fourpure, not into that one at all. I'm going to nick it. There's a little bit of fruit in it, but it's not exactly like fruit. It's kind of fruit essence, I think. I could be entirely wrong. The can art makes me think of a bag of flour, Luke. Not sure why. No, I totally get what you're saying. I think it's the logo. It does look like... Yeah, no, you're right. It does. And maybe that's what it's about, like flour, or maybe like the malt deliveries. Come in a big sack with large logo on like that. I like it. I think there's a possibility. So Wetherspoon's doing stellar. Wouldn't know. Don't even look at it. 620ml bottle for £5.50. Not a bad price, I guess. I still rather buy it a 440 can for £3.50, to be honest. Friday morning. Why are you going into Wetherspoons on Friday morning? Don't get me wrong. I like Wetherspoons. The pubs themselves, the company. We can have that debate next week, to be honest. Yeah, no, the can's not bad at all. I like the can. The can looks great. The whole Routemaster thing. A little bit of root knowledge on there as well. Yeah. I think I was just going to be just as bad on this by smashing these beers down too quickly as I would have having that 7.5% that I was going to do. Bottle the beer and give it to the unfortunate. That's harsh. I missed a few comments about Rasko up here. I hope they were nice. I hope you're being nice. Oh, there we go. The Rasko and Dasco show. Bring back Rasko. Well, I see him I saw Rasko on Monday. There was no discussions about coming back, but the door is obviously open. That's a hell of a price. I would have thought Oh yeah, it depends what spoons Luke's talking about there. To be fair, I'm assuming that's probably not in his local spoons up in the northeast. That sounds. Just push up there, and I thought. Sorry, Luke. Yeah, so we'll talk about Wetherspoon's pricing strategies next week. That's the plan anyway. It's a Wednesday. I like a bit of alliteration, so we'll do Wetherspoons Wednesday next week. Especially if anyone wants to join. Well, there you go. One thing I dislike about Wetherspoons is its pricing policy. Yes, I'll talk about Wetherspoon's pricing policy next week. This is the TFL show, not the Wetherspoon show. Yeah. Yeah. Is that this weekend? Is that the big meetup? Oh, fair play. Yeah, I'll say I'd be that Luke, especially if you pick up the cans on the thumbnail. We can have a little discussion about Wetherspoons together. I've been to several Wetherspoons up your way, but not the ones in Middlesbrough. In fact, I don't know if I have. I think I've been to Middlesbrough. Not even sure if I've been to the Wetherspoons there. I've been to all the periphery ones. Needs lemonade. Just really poor pale ale shandy. It'd be all right. It's not even. I mean, there's notes of like peach melba kind of raspberry mango kind of stuff going on, but it's just that big. Really? I thought. Oh, there was two. I thought there was at least two Wetherspoons in Middlesbrough, and I thought one did, but I didn't realise the latest one had. Anyway, let's go on Wetherspoons next week. Not that I've got a lot to talk about this week. I'm going to have to get rid of that because that's just meh. Really, really meh. Down the hatch. I mean, the base of the beer's all right. The pale ale bit's okay. But there's no fruit in it. There's really, really no fruit in it. I mean, it's fair. It does say, obviously, always store cold, but I know that. But it was cool, not cold. Still can't see. I can't actually see an ingredient list. It definitely says fruited pale ale. I'd be surprised if there was much actual fruit in it. Maybe they threw a couple of overripe mangoes at the fermenter for target practice. Pinged in a couple of raspberries. Yeah, as you can tell, really not happy with that one. So, yeah. Well, now, yes, indeed, Mr. Wilson, I did have a werewolf beer, which is pretty much the reason I actually bought the box. So I spent 50 quid on one beer, which is insane, because I had a really good beer video idea for it. It was called Yerkies, and yeah, I haven't got around to producing it yet. I will do, hopefully. As I said earlier, I was going to do it this week, but then I was out on Monday, and I didn't get a chance to do it Tuesday. Yeah, so the werewolf beer is still to come. And I can't remember what beer it was now. Can't remember what beer style it was, but it's called Yerkies. I've seen a couple of other people do it online. Well, let's go on to the next one. What I'm kind of looking forward to, actually, I kind of like the look of that. Gosnells and Anspach and Hobday. I actually didn't realise that when I got them out, but that's all good. Honey Dunkel. I haven't got the right glass for it, but we're going to do it in this one. So Gosnells are a Mead company. Gosnells Mead. I think they've also got a place down in Bermondsey, just down from Anspach and Hobday. That's why you've got Bermondsey on the can. So yeah, completely the wrong glass, massive head. But it looks good. It looks dark. I'm looking forward to this one. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, this one. Really looking forward to it, especially because it's Dunkel, obviously, so we're going darker. Can you tell? Can you tell? Oh dear. I've been fine all day, and I've been chucking malt dust around, and I've been absolutely fine. But yeah, just when it gets to the evening, just when I need to be clear, the old schnozzle goes properly mental. So I really like the look of this one. I'm not gonna look at it yet. Let's yeah. So Gosnells Mead. So honey. Well, it's not honey beer. Mead is just fermented honey. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I believe. So I'm expecting something fairly sweet, nice, dark, and malty beverage from the Dunkel. Close up of that will probably wreck the thing entirely, but there you go. Despite a slightly clear nose, can't smell anything, which is a shame because I think it's going to be good. Yeah. Come on to that in a minute. Cheers. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Much more balanced. Nice dark maltiness, but lots of breadiness in there. It doesn't taste. I can't taste honey particularly. The reason I say that is because on the bar at the moment we've got a beer called Very Special, which is a 7.5% honey pale ale, otherwise known as a braggot. Apparently, we did one last year. It came up at 11%. Toned it down a bit this year, so we could put it into small bottles and put it on the bar. But it's been really, really popular. A lot of people smashing pints of 7.5% honey pale ale on a Saturday afternoon. It's gone down really well, so I was quite pleased to see this one. Again, I was thinking of doing a video, but once again, ran out of time and talent, so I thought I'd just do it on the live, see what we can find with it. But as you all know, I much prefer the darker beers, especially dark lagers. See what we can find. Sideways glance. Dark lager beer, flavours of chocolate, bread crust and caramel, with a slight sweetness on the finish. Okay, so it's not all about the honey. Collab between Gosnells and Anspach and Hobday for TFL. There's two stalwarts on the southeast London Bermondsey beer mile. Gosnells don't usually do beer, but here we are. Nectar is what we do. Sulphate free, 100% natural and totally sustainable. Well, that's a question. I assume they do. Natural honey rather than sugar syrup. Anspach and Hobday epitomises London craft beer, combining tradition with modernity for the 21st century beer drinker. Brewed and canned for Gosnells of London. More body hops yeast honey. I'm looking for the percentage. Oh, there we go, 4.4%. A very drinkable percentage, and a very drinkable dark lager. Definitely get the breadiness. Definitely some brown bread going on in there. I don't really get the chocolate, to be fair. It's not even a smattering of cocoa powder. But yeah, definitely light. There's definitely a light sweetness. It's not massively honey. So I was saying about that. Very special. It tastes of honey. You can taste honey, but not the sweetness of honey, which is odd because there was an absolute megaton of honey, natural honey from local hives went into that beer. I believe Gosnells do natural honey as well. No, I'm not, because I'm not really finding anything out. I'm just reading it because I've got such terrible eyesight. And in my advancing years, it's not print small on the can, so I can't see, especially in this light. Slightly yellow light coming from my fittings, and yeah, white and brown. I just have really terrible eyesight, as you can tell. But yeah, it's good to find out this information. I like reading out stuff, especially if there's any questions. How do we all feel about 330ml cans? I'm really not sure, you know what I mean? Like, it's good when you get a beer that is just bang average and you want to get over and done with quick, like I have tonight. But when you get a really good beer, you kind of want a bit more of it. So I'm not really sure about the whole beer 52 thing. I've said this before on videos. It's all very well and good. You can, like I said a couple of years ago, you find a good beer, you go back for either another go, or you go back to the originating brewery and get some more in 440s, like I did with that blackberry porter. You're okay with them. Well, I suppose you do have to bother them because you just get a similar thing in the US. Well, I stopped beer 52, beer 53. That's inflation for you. Don't mind impies and free. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't really get imperial stouts in beer 52, but elsewhere, like that 14% jobby that you had, David Wilson. I got, as you know, got one of those in the thing to do. I was going to do a video on that. That's stacking up. That's getting delayed. That's way behind. That one. Still got to do those this year's birthday beers. Still got to do last year's disco beers from Turning Point, and they've announced this year's one coming up next month. So I've got to do that before the new ones come out. Seeing what they do with those, because I'm going to have to buy them. Anything with any beer with disco in the name, I just feel duty bound to buy now. Again, because like I was saying earlier, I like a little subject matter. I like a little thing to talk about so I can refer back to. Because I'm not that great at talking to myself. It's not a big bold beer. It's not even rustic. It's not even bourbon biscuits like some Dunkels you might get, like a porter. But it is quite nice. It's good to have a hobby. Yeah, so it's not the worst hobby, but it's also kind of strange. Beer drinking, isn't it? Talking about beer is stranger than having beer drinking as a hobby. But unfortunately, I do both. So there you go. Oh, fuck my nose. Right. Really enjoyed that one, but still hasn't lasted long enough. Yeah, because of the impromptu live stream replacement nature of this stream, I haven't really thought about talking about Beer 52. But yeah, there is a lot. Well, it's mostly 330ml cans, and occasionally you'll get a bottle, very, very much less than the bottles these days, and they will occasionally deign to put 1,440 in there. They've gone back to not notifying of deliveries, because the last one that turned up the other week didn't see the email. In fact, they used to send one out saying your delivery is ready, and they give you the option to cancel before it gets charged. Now, again, they just say your delivery is on its way. I'm like, well, I don't want it. It's just a random selection of stuff I don't care for. Like I say, this one I let through because I specifically wanted the beer. That werewolf beer. So I really like Werewolf over in Camden. I see, had a Werewolf beer with David Wilson in Fuller's last year. So I'm keen to get some more beers from Werewolf. I haven't gone to them and got a large order out. But when I saw that in the Beer 52 box, I'm like, I'm going to have that. So I've got an idea for a video. So I will get around to that eventually. Was talking about doing a couple of these on a video, but just do it on a live stream, eh? Oh, that's nice. Good malty balance to that. Nice dark malts going on. Doesn't particularly feel like a lager, even a dark lager. It's more of a, I think that honey sweetness brings it into kind of, feels more like kind of porter or brown ale in a way. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of gassiness, bit of carbonation there. Nice lacing. Excellent head retention there. Really happy with that one. That's really nice. Yeah, so I didn't have any dinner today. We had a barbecue at the farm for lunch. So I had a couple of hefty burgers and sausages. So I've been well fed, but I just didn't want to dive into that 7.5% beer first off on getting back. I see. So I cancelled the Wetherspoons Wednesday. That'll be next week. One more beer to go for tonight. I'll keep it to the hour tonight. I'm off to play Zoom darts again at 10. Yes, I'm still doing 4 years on. I'm still playing darts on Zoom with some gentlemen who are spread out across London and the southeast. So let's get this other one into the final remaining glass. I'm going for the old little small pint pot. That's a Czech brewery, sick of, but I really like their little half pint pot. And the reason I'm doing that is because the fourth and final beer tonight is a brown ale. An American brown ale, no less, from our friends at Sambrooks Brewery in Battersea. A 4.5%. David Wilson, thank you very much indeed for popping in. As always, thank you very much indeed. Didn't need to remind me of the photos on this one because I'm just not bothering with 330 cans to do the photograph. Probably should have done. But then I didn't even get a chance to put up on Instagram that I was doing a live stream, so nobody knows on Instagram. So thank you to everybody on YouTube for popping over and seeing the link, however you see your YouTube linkifications and notifications. So this will just be our little secret. Instagram doesn't need to know that I'm doing this stream. If you have come across from Instagram anyway, hello. Thank you very much indeed. And if you're watching this after the event and you're still watching after all this beer waffle on this kind of emergency, hastily cobbled together replacement live stream, because I cancelled the original idea, I'm still doing a live stream. Doesn't really matter, does it? I'm still doing a live stream. I'm just not doing the live stream I was originally going to do because it was a bit late. But I've poured that one a bit heavy. But it still looks definitely really, really brown. Oh dear. That is a badly cleaned glass. But that's another video I've got to get around to doing. That's the other one and the planning. As a fully signed up member of the Dirty Glass Mafia. That's a little bit embarrassing, really. It does really annoy me about the reflections on dark glasses. Let's put that there so you can cover the reflection with the logo. That's clever. I like that. Anyway, cheers. A American brown ale. So I'm expecting a little bit of hoppiness on this one. Clear the palate. Cheers. Can't smell a thing. Right then. Here we go. I'm hoping not to fall out with Kevin on this one. Shark Home Brewing, being from the great US of A. But this is an American brown ale. It's good, but I'm not fussed on American brown ales. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Comments in the comments box. What am I going to say about this? Yes, I'm going to say, yes, there's that hop content coming through, but it is much, much better than the hoppiness off of that one because it's got the brown ale note. It's got that kind of maltiness. There's nowhere near bourbon biscuits that I normally look for in a brown ale or porter. But there is that hop content. We were talking the other week about guessing the hops, and I really can't. That's what I always say about hoppy beers. Is that big punchiness up front. It's not grapefruit, which is fortunate. It's more that kind of punchy earthiness. I don't really know what it is. Let's have a look. I don't dislike it because it's got a really good kind of dark malt backbone to it. Let's have a look, see if it tells us the hops. London's oldest independent brewery. Right, this is the thing about Sambrooks. It's not London's oldest brewery. Look, it's been hanging out 10 years, but it's the oldest independent brewery is a big claim, but I see what they're talking about. Here's one. Make that make sense. Can't see it. Focus. No, let's talk about this, right? Make this make sense to me. Brewed and canned for Sambrooks Brewery in the EU. Imported to the UK by Beer 52 in Edinburgh. Sambrooks are a London brewery brewing in the old Young's Brewery building in Wandsworth. So why? And I mean, you know, the whole Brexit thing aside, the UK is still in the EU. So they're saying it's brewed in the EU, but if it's brewed in the London part of the EU, how is it then imported to the UK? Somebody help me out here. What on earth are they talking about? Brewed and canned for Sambrooks Brewery in the EU. But the UK isn't part of the EU anymore, so it's imported to the UK by Beer 52. Are Sambrooks not brewing in Battersea? Well, it's not Battersea, it's Wandsworth. Put the underground logo, the old underground logo on there. That looks quite good. But yeah, talk to me. What do we reckon that's about? Oh, here we go. To be fair, they do at least put the hops on there. Brown Dog Riot, American Brown Ale, as you can see. My camera won't focus, so those three hops underneath there are Chinook, Citra, that'll be it, and Simcoe. So it doesn't really say. I'm intrigued by that. I'm intrigued and confused. Brewed and canned for Sambrooks Brewery in the EU, imported to the UK by Beer 52. So, are they contract brewing elsewhere? How does that work? Don't know. Anyway, it's quite a nice brown ale. Well put together. It is a little too hoppy for my palate. That doesn't mean it's a bad beer. It means it's yeah, there it is. It's a little kind of earthy, slightly grapefruit thing from the Citra. Like I said the other week, there's a Citra beer that I can drink now up at my brewery and up at Portobello. And why do other breweries get that kind of earthy, kind of dirt flavour from, I think, Citra? Maybe it's the Simcoe in there giving it that kind of little hoppy kind of edge. I don't know. I've got to go and change the hashtags on the thing because it still says Wetherspoons. Does anybody read the hashtags on the bottom of the YouTube panel descriptions? I'm assuming nobody does because everybody watches on mobiles these days rather than laptops, so you don't really see all the description that much. Let me know if you do. The thing about 330, I don't know, it's just different to a 440. It doesn't seem to last that long. It's like drinking a half. It's a nice beer, though. It's been a fun non-Wetherspoons Wednesday. It's been a fun Wednesday live stream. Going to keep it down to under an hour, actually, just for a change. Less of me waffling can only be a good thing, right? So yeah, 4 kind of interesting beers, all from London, or maybe that isn't from London. I don't know. It's just a really weird thing to say if it isn't. So yeah, Portobello Brewing, Notting Hellas Gate, after Notting Hill Gate, of course, on the Central Line. This one, Fourpure from Bermondsey. Gosnells, Mead and Anspach and Hobday, also from Bermondsey. Down just by London Bridge there. So on the Jubilee line, Bermondsey. So there's the London connection. And this really kind of strange one is an American brown ale from Sambrooks. Like Sambrooks, love Sambrooks Junction beer. Love Sambrooks Wandle. God, I've had some good pints of Wandle back in the day, which is a river that flows through Battersea, which is what they're named after. They originally brewed in Battersea, then moved over to Wandsworth in the old Young's Brewery building. A really, really good London brewery. Got some really good stuff. Just really confused about that importing stuff. Anyway, I've really enjoyed smashing up some 4 beers. It wasn't the live stream I planned to do. As you've probably seen from the thumbnail, I've cancelled Wetherspoons Wednesday. I'll do that next week. Hopefully, if I can get it all put together properly, I'll put that thumbnail back out. I'll change the descriptions down below. Thanks everybody for watching, joining in, chiming in, putting the comments in the chat. If you're watching after the event on the replay, and if you're still watching at this point, thank you very much indeed. Put your comments down below, and if you haven't already, like all these people over in the chat there, that way, don't know, whichever way it comes out, please like, subscribe, and bung in the comments. Might do another live tomorrow night, not sure, see if I can get it sorted out. Also, if I can get my nose sorted out so I can actually breathe, that would be lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Didn't get the banners. Didn't get the banners up. Forgot to change the banners. Never mind. But what I have got is an end to the stream. I'd like to do it. I'd like to like just waffle on for another 2.5 minutes so I can just finish it bang on an hour. But no, that's it. I'm done. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Oh, down the hatch. I've been Disco, Rasko Disco Beer Review. Please click on channel name to go and watch any of the other random stuff we've been up to recently. Haven't got a video out recently, but I will do that soon. And thank you very much indeed. Have a good week.